Good morning, students. Now we shall start our grammar classes. Hope you all will be fit and fine. Stay home, stay safe. Complete your exercises if you don't have your textbooks. Chapter 1 is given, chapter 2 is given. So if you want, you can complete the exercises also in your classwork. That is the first part. Now I shall start with your second chapter of grammar, that is sentence analysis. We know that a sentence is a group of words which makes complete sense. Now in this chapter, students, we should know the subject and predicate. First thing, if you don't know these two concepts, you are not able to solve any of the examples. Preeti sings. What is the subject, dear students, and what is the predicate? Separate both of them. Yes, Preeti will be subject and sings will be predicate. Second one, students. Meera teaches dance. Yes, Meera is subject and teaches dance is predicate. If you are mistaken, then you have to do lots and lots practice. Third sentence, the children walked home. The children will be subject and walked home will be predicate. Fourth sentence, students, separate by yourself, check whether how much you know. The price of the shirt is 500 rupees. Once again I am repeating. The price of this shirt is 500 rupees. So your subject is the price of this shirt, and rest all, that is 500 rupees, is predicate. Here we should know that a subject or a predicate can have one word, can have two words, can have more than one word. It can also have a group of words. It can have phrases also. It can have clauses also. So you should know this and you should know how to separate it. Next one, we are having subject word and its attribute. In this, you should know that first thing is that you have to separate, as what I told you. Whenever you get one sentence, you have to first separate both of them into subject and predicate. Now we are doing subject word and its attribute. So in that, when you are doing subject word and its attribute, you have to only think of subject. You don't have to think about predicate in the sentence. So first find out the subject of the sentence. I'm reading. Check. When the subject of a sentence has more than one word, all these words together make the complete subject. In this set of words, the more important word is called the subject word, or it is also called as simple word. Subject word is also called as simple word. The 5 brothers lived together in the jungle. So the 5 brothers will be your subject. About whom you are talking? Are you talking about the 5 or you are talking about the... No, we are talking about brothers. So here, brothers will be your subject word. But when I talk about only subject, so here, for example, as we were doing, the 5 brothers lived together in the jungle. So here, subject will be the 5 brothers and lived together in the jungle will be your predicate. But as we are doing subject word and its attribute, so the 5 brothers will be your subject. In that, what will be your subject word? Brothers. And the 5 will be attribute. Second example is walking is good for health. So walking will be your subject and rest all will be your predicate. Now in this walking, we don't have any attributes. We don't have any other word. So here it is a gerund. Walking by itself is a gerund. So here nothing you will be writing, only walking as a subject word. And in subject also you'll write, if columns are made, at that moment in subject column you'll write walking, and in subject word also you'll write walking only. Next one, we are having to laugh loudly. To laugh loudly, what are you doing? Here the sentences, to laugh loudly is often rude. So what is the subject? To laugh loudly will be a subject, and rest all, that is often rude, will be a predicate. Now as I told you, we have to think only about the subject. So what is the subject? To laugh loudly. So here to laugh is the infinitive, and that is your subject word. Do not write only laugh, you'll take to laugh. Okay, and loudly you'll add it into its attribute. Now next comes the main topic, the subject word attribute. In a sentence, the subject word is often qualified by an adjective or words that do the work of an adjective. This is called its attribute. Means what in attribute, what it can be? An attribute can be an adjective, it can be a participle or a participial adjective, an infinitive, a pronoun, an article, or a phrase. When I say adjective, adjective is what describing words, tall, short. When I talk about participle, it will be V1. V1 with ing also can come, and V3. Now what is V1? That is verb 1, and V3 past participle ending with nt, t, ed, that those words, verbs. Now here, a participial adjective, an adjective which does the work of a both adjective also as well as verb, is called as participial adjective. An infinitive, as I told you, to dance, to play. There are two types of this thing, verbs in that, bare infinitive also. A verb which is used with to is called infinitive, and a bare infinitive without to. Pronoun, when I say pronoun, his, your, him, my, I, you. Okay, article, a and the. Phrases, in the air, was crowded, above the tree. Okay, his determination to succeed, those are phrases. Now here, so what they are saying, an attribute can be an adjective, it can be a participle, it can be also be a participial adjective, it can be an infinitive, it can be a pronoun, an article, or a phrase. Now here some examples they had given. First one I shall read, and how to separate them. Now I shall explain. First example is, the man stood at the door. So first, students, we have to make 3 columns. This is called subject analysis. We have to make 3 columns. One will be a subject, another will be subject word, and third will be attribute. Now the first sentence is, the man stood at the door. So the man will be your subject. Subject word will be man, and the will be attribute. That is a definite article. You have to write that, mention what it is. Second sentence is, Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, was assassinated. Assassinated, killed or murdered. Now here in this, about whom you are talking? Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation. But what is the main word over here? Mahatma Gandhi. So here, Mahatma Gandhi will be your subject word, and subject will be Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation. And what will be the attribute? The father of the nation. And what it is? Noun phrase it is. So you have to separate in 3 columns and you have to write. Next one. A rolling stone gathers no moss. In that, a rolling stone will be your subject. What will be your subject word? Stone. And attribute will be a, which is indefinite article. And rolling is participial adjective. Your next sentence is, his book is really good. So his book will be subject, book will be subject word and his will be possessive adjective. Next one we are having his determination to succeed must be appreciated. So your subject will be his determination to succeed. Subject word will be determination. And here your attributes are to, which are there? His, possessive adjective, and to succeed, infinitive. Your next question, sentence is, he himself said this. He himself will be subject. He will be subject word. Himself will be emphatic pronoun. When we are doing pronoun chapter, I shall explain. When it happens to your own self, then it is called as emphatic pronoun. I shall explain in that chapter. Next one. Fresh butter tastes wonderful. Fresh butter will be your subject. Subject word will be butter. And fresh will be adjective. So here some examples are there. So this is the way we have to separate. And when we are doing analysis of subject, only you have to think of subject. You don't have to think about predicate. Students, now we shall start with the predicate. The predicate may consist of just one word or a group of words. When the predicate has only one word, it will always be a verb. We know that every predicate must have a finite verb. Finite, a single verb. Horses gallop. Horses will be subject and rest all, that is gallop, will be predicate. Now here in predicate, how many words are there? Only one single, that is gallop. The class starts at 9. In that, starts at 9 will be your predicate. So here how many words are there? 3. Starts at 9. In the predicate, the verb may be qualified by an adverb or a group of words that do the work of an adverb. This is called an adverbial qualification. Example for that is, the children waited downstairs. What is the predicate over here? Waited downstairs. Where did the children wait? Downstairs. Downstairs is what? Adverb. So here it is an adverbial qualification. Next one. The children came home. From where did the children come? The children came to home. Home is what? Noun. A noun that behaves like an adverb of place. So here what is the predicate? In the children came home. So came home will be your predicate. We work to earn. We work for what? To earn. To earn is what? An infinitive. So here an infinitive as an adverb of purpose. So here what is the subject? We will be subject and work to earn will be your predicate. The toys in the room were in all shapes and sizes. Now here we are having a prepositional phrase. What is the prepositional phrase over here? In all shapes and sizes. Once again I am repeating. Be careful to the student. To listen to the sentence. The toys in the room were in all shapes and sizes. So the toys in the room will be subject. Were in all shapes and sizes will be predicate. A prepositional phrase doing the work of an adverb. Why it is a prepositional phrase? Because in all shapes and sizes, in is the preposition which is acting as the main word. Now here we are having the next topic, the object of the verb. Everyone had done last year. Since 2 years you are doing transitive, intransitive. From 5th standard it is there. The sentence which contains an object is called transitive verb, and the sentence in which no object is there, it is called intransitive verb or intransitive sentence. Let's start. The object of a verb. When we use a verb transitively, we need an object to make the meaning of the sentence complete. Transitive verbs need an object to complete their meaning. Look at this sentence. I threw the ball. The words I threw do not make complete sense by themselves because the verb threw is transitive. It needs the object, the ball, for the sentence to complete. The object of a transitive verb may be what it can be. It can be a noun. Let's see how. I threw what? Ball. So ball is a noun. Okay. Here another example. We flew kites. What we flew? Kites. Kites is what? Noun. Next one. An object of a transitive verb can be a pronoun. Let's see how. A thief stole it. A thief stole what? It. So it will be, it is what? A pronoun. So it can be a pronoun also. Next one. What can be an object? Let's see. An adjective that does the work of a noun. In that an example is, ordinary people envy the rich. Envy means to feel jealous of someone. Ordinary, we knew, poor also, middleman also, and the rich class also. So here, ordinary people envy the rich. Ordinary people envy whom? The rich. So the rich is a class, and so it is an adjective, okay, which does the work of a noun. Next one, a participle that acts as a noun, a gerund. A gerund, keep in mind, as I told you right now only, that it does the work of a verb, half verb and half noun. But a common easy to understand is it ends with ing, an ing word acting as a noun. Everybody enjoys what? Singing. So singing is a gerund. Okay. Next one. An infinitive that does the work of a noun. The cornered tiger tried to attack. The cornered tiger tried what? To attack. So to attack will be an infinitive that does the work of a noun. Next one. A group of words doing the work of a noun. Let's see what. Hina loves what? To bake chocolate cakes. So Hina loves what? To bake chocolate cakes. So they are the group of words which act as a noun. Chocolate is also a noun and cakes is also noun. And to bake is an infinitive which does the work, okay, of a verb. Now here, but when I take together, it becomes a phrase also, keep in mind. And here the important word is chocolate cake, so it will be a noun phrase. A group of words doing the work of a noun. Next one, a noun clause. Do you remember what Ansari told us about this building? So here a clause is there. What is the clause over here? What Ansari told us about this building. Now how to ask yourself a question? Do you remember what Ansari told us about the building? The whole sentence is, do you remember what Ansari told us about this building? Then ask a question to the verb remember. What do you remember? Do you remember what Ansari told us about this building? When an object consists of more than one word, we have the object word and its attributes, just like we have attributes for the subject word. Now here initially we did, students, that how to separate subject and subject word. In the same thing only we are going to do for preposition, for predicate also. Now here, let's see. The mother scolded the naughty child. About whom you are talking? Mother is scolding to whom? The naughty child. But what is the important word over here? Child. And the naughty will be attribute. Here the child is the object word and the and naughty are its attributes. Next we are having direct and indirect objects. Very often we require two objects with the transitive verb. Look at the sentence. Payal gave Rupa a book. Here we have two objects of the verb gave. Payal gave what? A book. To whom? To Rupa. When we ask the question, Payal gave what? We get the answer book, which is called the direct object of the verb. Now, if we ask whom, the book was given to whom? We get the answer Rupa. The word Rupa is then the indirect object of the verb gave. Usually, the answer to the question what is the direct object. Often the indirect comes before the direct object.